evening. Well, at least it's evening here. It's Friday night. It's about quarter to 10. So it's time to start trying a few drams of things that I've never tried before, and maybe one or two that I have tried before. But, they need to have a fresh look. This one here is Scapa, the Orcadian, and I believe it says down here somewhere that it is the single malt Scotch Whisky Glansa, adjective Norse, shining storm-laden skies. Okay, now there's the bottle of the Scapa Glansa. And I'm going to read what it's. I'm going to first pour a dram. That's what we're going to do. Pour a dram and then see what it says on the bottle and what it says on the box and all that kind of stuff. Interestingly enough, there must have been something wrong with the shipment because this didn't come with a lid. There was no lid. Whereas the Scapa Skirin, which is, I guess, right about where my finger is, did come with that one there. That came with a lid. So go figure. Let's get this opened up. Nice tall bottle. Oh, excellent pop. If we were judging whiskey on the pop of the cork alone, this one would get like a 95 out of 100, I think. But I don't really score whiskey. It's a qualitative experience after all. And how can you quantify something qualitative? It's like you like it or you don't. I don't see the point of numerical scales, but that's just me. Over here it says, taking our signature smooth, fruity single malt, which is aged in American oak, this expression is then rested in peated casks, creating richness and depth with notes of a bunch of stuff. From the Isle of Orkney, batch number GL05, that's GL05, and it was bottled in July of 2018. Peated whiskey cask finish. Okay, I didn't know that it was peated, but this will be interesting because it's bottled at 40%. I wonder how much the peat influence will give it. Maybe it will just add an extra dimension to the fruitiness. This is probably designed to appeal to beginners and more experienced whiskey drinkers as well. Well, we'll see what I think. Okay. Within reach of the Arctic Circle, Scapa, part of the Orkney archipelago, or is it archipelago or archipelago? Bunch of islands, is ruled by the elements. Perched on the tranquil shores of Scapa Flow, the Scapa Distillery is perfectly placed to look out upon the ever-changing seas and skies. To survive here, islanders have learnt to harness nature's contrasts, so too are artisans who have been influenced by both calm serenity and untamed wilderness in this bottling. Crafted the Orcadian way, our team of artisans pride themselves on using traditional methods and skills honed over several generations. This expression is aged in American oak until it develops a signature honeyed smoothness. The single malt is then further rested in peated casks, which impart a subtle smokiness inspired by the ever-changing character of Orkney. I wonder where the casks came from. Probably Isla. Maybe Highland, I don't know. Peated Highland. Return for refund where applicable. 40% alcohol by volume. Distilled, matured, and bottled in Scotland. Scapa Distillery, Kirkwall, Orkney. Yeah, single malt Scotch Whisky. And what else? Does it say anything on here that's new? Okay. Nothing new here that wasn't on the box. That's going to go in my Islands Infinity bottle. First, we're going to nose it. See what we got. Oh, might as well get this part so that I don't forget. Okay. The price was $84.99. And so with the bottle deposit, $85.09. $4.25. Goods and services tax, $8.50. Liquor tax. Out the door for $97.84. And since I used a debit card, that's what it was, $97.84. So almost $100. Now we'll get into it. Do we have any legs? Oh, there's a ridge there. Drops are. They form and they run down pretty quickly. Well, some of them are taking their time too. There are secondary drops that are taking their time. No, they're coming down now. 40%. Right away, I do get fruitiness. It's fruity and it's musty. It's probably chill filtered and it's probably colored. It seems like the fruitiness and the peatiness are fused together. It's hard to pick them apart. Oh, it's malty too. And it is my first dram of the evening. So it's probably going to come along as more flavorful and more of a nose than if it was further on, my second or third. Oh, malty, honey, malty and honey, and some vanilla. Little nutty. And that peat, it's like creosoted wood that's been in the sun for decades. I'm getting some wood and some creosote. But it's like a dry creosote. It's not like wet creosote when you just spread it on the wood. This is like it's been sitting there for a long time. You can just smell the dry creosote emanating from the wood slowly, and then fruity as well. So there's no age statement, so I don't know how old it is, but the fruitiness probably comes from the spirit, so it's partially spirit driven. uh, and I can't fault the vanilla and bit of caramel that's coming out of the ex-bourbon barrels. Bit of toffee, and then that dried smoky note. It's not really smoky. The peat isn't smoky. It's more just like creosote and oil evaporating off the wood that's already dried. If that makes any sense. So I wonder if it will taste at first like a ex-bourbon barrel Scotch, and then have a peated finish. That's what I'm expecting with the nose. Quite nice, but it's only at 40, so this is designed to appeal to as many people as possible. And the few real connoisseurs, well, I don't know. I'm going to taste it first so that I'll let you know what I think. Okay. I'm getting fruits. I'm getting a little bit of peat, but a lot of wood. It's quite woody. This one is very woody. A little bit spicy. And very drying. I'm going to take a little sip. Sip of water, and take a second sip of this Scapa Glansa. Yeah, it's quite woody. I get some of the peated, but more woody than peated. Yeah, the wood that's been coated in creosote but left there for a long time, and so you just smell old wood. I'm imagining that the ex-bourbon the ex-bourbon barrels were maybe first fill, and of course the peated bourbon barrels. I'm guessing it was peated bourbon barrels or ex-peated whiskey bourbon barrels that they were using. So second, third fill for the peated. Who knows? It's very smooth and light and somewhat fruity until you swallow. After you swallow, you get wood, spice, and some peat, but it's mostly wood. I'm getting more wood than peat. Spicy tannins from the wood. Interesting, and then there's a fruity note coming in afterwards, after the wood and the spice and what little smoke there is kind of distribute itself on the tongue, and then mid palate Mid palate is where I'm getting some fruitiness, but the mouth is coated with wood. Let's try, I know it's only 40%, but let's see what happens if we just give it a little bit of water. My spoon is dusty. Let me undust my spoon there. Let's give it some water, just a little bit. Oh, this reminds me of my mother giving me medicine when I was a kid. Okay. That's a few drops. I'll put that back in there. All right. See what it does now. Will this bring out more fruits? And will this bring that woodiness down? Maybe. This could be a good starter whiskey, and I don't mind having some starter whiskeys. Oh yeah, this brings out more of the fruit, some of the caramel, but that wood still appears to be there. But it's more fruity than it was. And a little less woody. Yeah, okay, maybe this has achieved what I was looking for. Smooth and very drinkable. The spicy wood notes are not as strong as they were, but they're still there, and it's kind of like a funky wood. It's like a wood that's been there for a long time and going through some dry rot. Not in a bad way, it's just an interesting kind of flavor. I don't know if this would be a repeat purchase. It would be nice if it was bottled at a higher ABV to bring more flavor across. But as an afterthought, now that I'm looking at this and editing and going, almost $100, it's not worth that kind of money. It's worth maybe $50, but not almost $100. Definitely not a repeat purchase. But who knows? Despite the 40% ABV, it may get better as the bottle fill level goes down. It's that funky old wood. It's still on the nose. Almost earthy. The earthiness might be coming from the peat. Yeah, earthiness. Oh, there's that old wood again. Tannins. Yeah, a little bit earthy, peaty on the finish. It's not bad, but it is light. It's sort of light and peaty. This would be, a decent starter whiskey if you're going on to things that are more heavily peated. Gives you a hint. Well, on that note, sláinte mhath.
Foodquig.
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 Yeah.